Love to Hate, the podcast that asks the question, what do you love to hate?
You are a smelly pirate hooker.
Movies, television, music, books, nerd things, current events.
And I hate your ass face!
Do you love it?
No! No! Hell no! No!
Do you hate it?
Yes! You stupid, ignorant son of a bitch, dumb bastard!
I fart in your general direction.
No more foreplay.
Love to Hate starts now. Hey everybody, this is Brand Luna.
Philip Fullman, and this is Love to Hate. Really, we were actually sitting here bullshitting.
Yeah.
between
which is what we
the
did.
podcast. Yeah, and it was just like, you know what, just turn the mics back on, and we'll just kind of keep going along the vein that we
wax
were.
poetic as we
but
do.
yeah, but you mentioned something. You currently are angry at hipsters for some reason.
Okay. Hipsters are one of those movements that bug me for two reasons.
All right.
It's very cyclical. You know, there's a time and frame where, like in the 60s, there was a lot of hipsters, and then it kind of disappeared, and now they're back in kind of full force. And I have a problem with a certain kind of hipster, and I think there's definitely two different kinds of hipsters.
Okay, I thought they were just one.
Okay, well, there's the fashionista hipster, which is the guy that wants to emulate a style, but doesn't live that style. So this is the guy that is going to have the perfectly coiffed hair with the, pomade. He's going to have the giant beard. He's going to have the tight-fitting lumberjack shirt with the what do you call those things? The
braces?
No, the straps.
Suspenders,
and the
okay.
super tight pants with the folded cuff and the boots, but has never lifted an axe. Doesn't know how to make a fire. Doesn't know anything about the culture. Just dresses that way. Those guys bug me.
Okay, you've seen how I dress.
Yeah, I don't think you're a hipster though.
But I wear a lot of flannel.
No, and that's okay. But
and jeans.
You don't look like a lumberjack.
I have been called a lumberjack and a middle-aged lesbian.
Have you? Well, yeah, lesbian's okay. But
I've been
lumberjack-
called both.
But I just think you're at that point you are mimicking in style. You're basically like a faux lumberjack. You're trying to be something that you're not, and at that point you're basically just being a woman. Because look at women, and I'm going to get some flack for this. So
What's our Twitter address?
What do you do when you wake up in the morning? You get up. We don't have hair, so you don't have to comb your hair.
Right.
Maybe you shave your beard down a little bit. You take a shower. You get some clothes on, and you're done.
Yeah.
Women, they get up. They take a shower. They wash their face. They exfoliate. They do their hair a certain way. They put on makeup. They put on heels. They put on hose. They're basically...
Ladies, and help me with this one, but don't you guys exfoliate at night? I believe that's part of the nighttime.
Well, you know what I'm saying.
I know.
They're living a lie. And that
They're
is-
playing dress up.
They're playing dress up.
Right.
And that's exactly what these hipsters are doing. The fashionista hipsters are playing dress up. They have no idea about the culture that they're trying to emulate. They're just looking at blogs.
So it's kind of an urban
magazines.
It's an urban cowboy thing.
Yes, totally. And you could say that was the hipster of the 80s, I guess. It was the urban cowboy.
Yeah.
Now, the other hipster that I kind of respect him is the lifestyle hipster, the guy that dresses that way but knows everything about that culture, that will delve into it and actually become a real man because they want to know about, I want to go out there and I want to learn how to camp. I want to learn how to make my own, fire. I want to learn how to chop wood. I want to learn how to build a tent and, do all these things manly things that men don't do anymore. And I think that part of that society is going the right direction. Yes, they're a little more metrosexual than they probably should be in the way that they dress and their style, but they understand the lifestyle. There's those lumberjack hipsters. There's the pipe kind of grandfather style hipster that, smokes the pipes and dresses like an old man but looks very dapper. Those guys, the ones that understand that culture, I'm okay with. But the ones that are just faux.
So it's like if they wear the uniform and they understand the job, it's okay. But if they wear the uniform and don't.
To me, it's offensive in the way that someone claims they were in the military and they weren't. Does that make sense?
Good example. I don't know that it's on the same level.
No, definitely not on the same level at all.
But yeah, it's...
But there's a certain level of respect you have for someone that's in the military and lives that lifestyle even after the fact versus someone that was never in the military and then tries to go out with the military garb and things that don't match. And
because people have called me a hipster before.
Yeah.
Just because of how I dress.
Okay.
And I don't feel like a hipster. This is just like... I just like wearing plaid shirts. I like pearl snap buttons. I like Dickies pants, especially
but
working
see,
around cigars.
For you're being an individual, though. And that's the thing, is that these people aren't being individuals. They're copying a style. They're trying to fit in, and I think...
I have chopped wood before. I have used an axe. I've trimmed branches. I don't like camping.
You ever used a chainsaw?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fun stuff.
Yeah, that is... Yeah.
So
You got to wear the goggles. I ain't jacking around with that.
Yeah,
they're
we
dead
have
serious.
Glasses, and put the goggles over the glasses.
Yeah, but it's...
Don't do that with that.
No, I've learned that. Like, you got to do that. But yeah, I mean, I guess if you're just trying, but I don't know, are they trying to look like a lumberjack or just look cool?
I don't know. I mean,
because you could argue the same thing, and probably you could go to Target right now, and in the men's department is all the styles I wore when I graduated high school, started college. Mm-hmm. You know, lots of bright colors, you know, brightly colored shorts, stuff that goes perfect with your boat shoes, and nice polo shirts. All that stuff I used to wear when it was very preppy, and now it's kind of come back. So, I mean, are they trying to come across as like, hey, I'm dressing like a lumberjack, or do they just think it's kind of cool and in style?
Yeah, I think it's okay if you're living the life that you want to live and you're being an individual and you're bringing something unique to it. That's fine. I'm okay with that. But if you're just trying to fit in and you're trying to fit into a certain group.
So like the article, there was some article somebody put on Facebook about beards are out now.
Yeah,
you know, and now these guys who were walking around with beards now like, oh, now it's not cool. They shave it.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, do you either like the beard or you don't? I wear a beard because I like the beard. Mm-hmm. I've had a beard. I've had facial hair in some shape or form since I was 18.
Right.
And I like it.
Yeah,
I don't care if some poll says that it's out and cool people aren't doing it or not. I'm wearing it because I like it and I think it's cool.
Okay.
So, the same with anything else. It's like, if you think it looks a certain way, or I'm trying to emulate, it's like, no, I just think it looks cool. I'm comfortable. So I wear it, but if it's not on the cover of GQ, don't really care.
Yeah.
So I get that. The guy who will change things because now he's trying to stay current.
Yeah, exactly. Those are the guys that bug me.
Fair point.
And I think that started with the whole metrosexual thing in the late 90s, early 2000s. And those are the guys that you see, you know, their wardrobe changes with the wind and what's in style now. And I think you need to be more concerned with how to be a man, how to treat a lady the right way, how to, get a career that is worth a shit, how to raise a family.
Okay, so let me throw this one at you, because this came up in the cigar shop.
Okay.
Men getting manicures, gay, not gay. And for the record, let me just say now, I think the only thing that really qualifies a guy as gay is if he likes having sex with other guys.
Yeah.
Then you're gay.
True.
And God bless.
Yeah.
If you can find somebody who puts up with you, that's pretty much all any of us want in the world. I don't think that qualifies you as gay.
No, I think it's, everybody's trying to be happy. I mean, let's look at the core central of thing. If you do what you need to do to make yourself happy and have you be surrounded by people that are happy with you and you're happy with them, then you're going to have a great life. And if you need to dress like a lumberjack to be happy and you surround yourself with people that do that, and now the trends change and everybody's dressing like firemen, you're going to dress like firemen to be happy, then that's fine. Just don't tell me about it. Don't try and get me to do it.
Don't try to let us think you're a fireman.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right.
So, but, I don't know. I mean, I just think it's been this weird movement away from men not being men for quite a long time. And, I can honestly say that if the apocalypse happened tomorrow if it was zombies, if it was nuclear war, whatever, I'd be able to sustain my family because I know how to plant, I know how to grow, I know how to build a fire, I know how to live on the land, and I don't think enough people know how to do that. You would automatically go to one of those guys thinking, oh, this guy's going to know what to do, but he has no freaking idea. He's living off Chick-fil-A.
I would find someone like you and then do comedy to kind of take you away from the dread of the apocalypse and hope that you would feed me.
There you go.
As
you
a
be
result.
my court jester?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, if I read a book on gardening or something, I mean, I got the basics, but there's so much bullshit that goes into it. Like, you have to do this. And can't I just dig a hole, stick it in the ground, water it? But no, there's much more to it.
I'll get you the Neil Sperry book I have.
Yeah, I could assemble a tent.
Right.
Fire, I mean, yeah, I could probably figure out how to build a fire.
Yeah. Give you a prime example. I went camping with a couple of friends of mine. This is probably 5-6 years ago, and they're younger. They were younger than me. I was working at a place where I was surrounded by mostly younger people, and we went out camping, and they had so much shit with them. It was not even funny. I mean, between the huge tent, the cots, the cooking utensils, they had a thing with butane where they could make their eggs in the morning and all this stuff. And I had my tent, I had my sleeping bag, I had a skillet, and I brought a cooler with some food in it, and that was it. So while the next morning, we hung out, we went hiking, all these things. The next morning, we're getting ready to have breakfast. I get up, I make a fire. They're getting up, they're trying to get their stuff out of the truck, trying to set everything up. We're going to get this thing. Oh, this thing's not working. I don't know what's going on here. I throw my skillet in the fire. It gets blazing hot. I take it out. I make my bacon on it, take the grease, pour it into a jar, throw it back in, make my eggs. I'm eating breakfast. And they're like, what the heck? I'm like, yeah, this is how you do it. This is how you camp. This is how men camp. What are you doing with that and this and that and this? And it's just like men are not men anymore. They've become so accustomed to things that you don't need. They're taking it too far,
See, I will say this. My dad, he told me a story. He was 10, I guess, in Allentown, Pennsylvania. Mm-hmm. And he and some of the other kids went around, collected soda bottles, got enough change. They got a loaf of salami, 3 loaves of Italian bread, something like that, and went out to the woods at 10.
Yeah.
Where most people are, now you're going to have an Amber Alert, and they camped. I'm like, so what'd you got, backpack? No. We took the groceries, and we went, and we slept on the ground. Like, you were 10. You're like, oh, yeah, it was great. We went, we swam in the pond, the lake. I'm like, what'd you guys do for water? He goes, well, if you get close to the embankment and you drill down with a stick, he goes, the water will come up, because he goes, it's running underground. He goes, and it's like you have a little water fountain. I'm like, what? And I'm like, you were 10. I'm like, were your parents concerned? Like, no, I just told them we're going out. Like, seriously, at 10 you were doing this. It's like, I'm thinking snakes, mosquitoes.
Yep.
Here's basically my take on it. For years, if you look at from the time people came over, or even the Native Americans who were here, they're building shelters. First, it's teepees. Then we find cabins, and then we find ways to seal the cabins. And everybody's trying to escape the ungodly weather, whether it's the heat or the winters back east, so that they can survive. And they're building fireplaces and roofs, things to keep out the elements and the animals and criminals and all of these things. And as we progressed as a society, as we learned better ways to do these things, to the point where now you have, sheetrock and all of these insulation and things you can put on the windows to keep the heat out. Man's constant struggle, ever since you had caves with fire to hope that the Tyrannosaurus couldn't stick its head in and eat you, we've always looked for a way to find shelter. So I don't want to be outside. Man has always wanted to be inside, away from it, where it's safe, where you're not exposed to it. That's me. I want to be inside. I want air conditioning. I want a comfortable chair. I want to sit and read. I don't want to have to forage.
You're such a hipster.
Or a complete pussy. One of the two. Yeah, I don't enjoy those things, and my dad was very good at them.
Yeah, and not everybody's.
But it was just never
them.
My thing.
I just don't know that we as a society have maintained the culture of masculinity that we should, and that's lost.
That's true. I think they're at least be able to fix your own tire if you don't have AAA.
Yeah. I've taught my 17-year-old daughter how to do that.
And at this point, though, do you need to learn to change your oil?
Because I mean, it's
well, yeah.
It's almost
so
impossible.
I mean, you can't work on a car like you used to, because it's all the computers and everything. But at least using a hammer, using a wrench. I will say this: I'm really good at plumbing.
Okay,
I don't know how that happened.
That's a skill, hey.
But I don't know. I just kind of look at it, I'm like, well, this is simple to figure out.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I installed a whole new shower had it stripped all the drywall off, put in new.
There you go. So you got
spigots
skill.
So yeah, and I mean to me though it makes sense as you look at it. It's like, okay, this is how it's supposed to flow and work and all of that. It's also one of the most disgusting household jobs that you can do.
It's definitely no fun.
Yeah, always wear gloves. But changing out the cord on a dryer. I was talking to somebody about that the other day. It's like, wait, no, it's the wrong one. It's like, oh crap, now you gotta go get the other type of dryer cord. Just being able to change stuff like that, I guess, and hang a picture, use a hammer, use a screwdriver, know what the screwdriver is.
Exactly. Know the difference between a flathead and a Phillips.
Yeah.
I think we're losing a lot of that. And
probably. Okay, so that I can agree with you on.
Okay.
But
so if you're going to be a hipster, that's fine. Just know a little bit about what you're trying to become.
I really just
that's
think
all I'm saying.
I just think I'm old. So it's like all the styles have kind of circled back around. All the things I liked.
I never saw you as a hipster. Honestly, I never did. I just saw you as an individual, and that's the thing. I think there's a difference between being an individual, and dressing the way that's comfortable for you and that you think look good. You can look in the mirror and go, you know what, I look good today. That's fine. I'm going out.
Well, think of the hair metal of the '80s. Those were costumes.
Oh yeah, totally.
That was, and so when people went out, that was, again, to your point, the hipster of the '80s. They were trying to wear a costume to identify with and look a certain way. And I think just wear what you like and wear it well.
Yeah.
And be comfortable in it. And I think people respect that more. I know I do. There's nothing, as far as women go, nothing sexier than a woman comfortable in her own skin.
True.
Who's not trying to put on airs. And there's nothing that when I meet guys like that, friends like that, who are just themselves, and they're not trying to impress you with the outside of how they dress, how much they spend. And to your point, I will say this. I've had, within the last couple of years, you get more conversations in cigar shops about how much you pay for those shoes. Like, seriously? It's like, that's a thing?
Right.
With guys?
Right.
It's like, I don't care.
Yeah.
They're still boat shoes. They're still ugly. So...
How much do you pay for those flip-flops? They're flip-flops.
Full confession, I used to wear boat shoes in the 80s. But I was trying to be preppy. Because, again, high school, you're trying to fit in. You're trying to look a certain way. But had I been left to my own devices, it'd be like, I'm wearing a T-shirt and jeans.
Yeah.
Just give me some Chucks, a T-shirt, and jeans. I'm happy.
To that point, I mean, I was one of these guys in high school that I had friends in every, little group. I had my preppy friends. I had my drama friends, my drama geek friends. I had a couple of jock friends, but I don't know that was because I was just who I was. I dressed the way I dressed every day. I mostly wore jeans and collared shirts or T-shirts or whatever. I didn't want to try and fit into those groups, but it was because of my outgoing nature that I was able to jump into conversations and have conversations with those people.
Well, I think that goes to being a well-rounded person.
Yeah.
I think you should be able to at least know what's going on in the world.
Yeah, for sure.
You don't have to sit there and name the Houses of Parliament or all the rulers of Britain or anything like that. But you should at least know a little American history and
for sure,
just kind of what's happening if you were to open the paper, things that could affect you.
Yeah, definitely.
Hey, did you know there's an election going on?
I've heard something about that. Yeah,
it's weird, man. It's like,
and now there's like a third party or something.
I know it's
right?
it's insane. Everybody's from everything I hear, people are just going to vote for the other person because they hate them more than their own candidate.
Yeah, basically.
I'm like, wow, that kind of sucks.
What have we come to? What have we?
There is which I can only assume is not endorsed by the Johnson campaign. There's a meme on Facebook. Why choose between two nuts when you can have the Johnson?
I saw that,
and I'm like, that's probably not official. But people joke. I voted for him the last two times, so
yeah,
I don't see that changing.
Yeah, there you go.
I have to appreciate just somebody who's straightforward and says, I'm probably going to make mistakes. Like, wow.
Really?
So I think just more of my mindset kind of just falls in the middle of the road. Like, you know what? I don't really care. I'll tell you this. Here's something that pisses me off. Like kids trying to pretend they're something they're not. Is political parties trying to pretend that things that are huge issues aren't just because it's your candidate.
Right.
The complete lack of objectivity. Like the guy who, all right, let's take the New England Patriots and the Tom Brady thing with Deflategate.
Yeah.
The fans will be like, oh, no, he didn't. You know, it's like, you're saying that because you're a fan, so you're now an apologist. You should be able to look at your own team and say, hey, no, they did it, they were wrong, and not have blinders on. And that goes to anything. You know, if one team cheats, then you're up in arms. But if your team does it, you now have a litany of excuses to fall back on as to why it wasn't the same thing. And political parties do the same exact thing with their candidates. Like, well, yeah, but you see, she really did this and that. It's like, just admit it.
Yeah. Well, no one wants to admit they're wrong. I mean, that's human nature.
But
no one wants to lose an argument.
Eddie Izzard's point, people find that sexy. They like
Right.
honesty, and they find it a sexy quality. Like, as a kid, you're like, I didn't break the vase. But as you become older as an adult and you're at a party and they break the vase and it's like, I'm so sorry I broke that. I'll pay for it. Here, let me help you clean that up. And they're like, hey, that guy's honest. I think that's
Right.
sexy. He goes, then you go around the place and just start breaking all their other stuff. But
Then
there
you cross
is something
over into asshole territory.
right. Yeah, I think there's a great deal of truth to that.
Yeah.
As you get older, like, hey, look, I did it. Yes, I was wrong.
Well, there's the answer.
It was a
Just
mistake.
Be an honest person. You know, be honest to who you are. Be honest to yourself. Be honest to those around you, and you'll be surrounded by people that you enjoy the company of. You know, and that's the thing. I mean, it's really about surrounding yourself with people that you don't want to kill.
Right. Yeah. You've got to be around genuine people, and I think I've narrowed my circle, my personal circle, to people who I am just myself, and it's like, look,
And I appreciate it.
here's what. Thank you. Likewise.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you get what you get,
Yeah.
and I'm not. I can't. I remember, and I think every kid does it. You try to make yourself. You try to present the best side of it. You're constantly selling yourself.
Yeah, for
trying to
sure.
make yourself sound better, more important than you are, instead of just saying, hey, this is who I am and I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
And so now I'm kind of in that position. You're like, yeah, look, here's what you get.
Yep.
If you like it, great. If you don't, I don't care.
You saw the difference that a collared shirt made at the show.
Well, this is true. Yes, it did. Perception.
The faux Philip version.
Yeah. No, I don't. I have no objection to wearing collared shirts.
To a
I
degree,
just-
perception is key, but at the same time,
Sure.
you know, you got to be a genuine person. You can't come in every day with a completely different opinion based on what you read. You know.
Yeah, or as the room changes,
Exactly. Yeah.
you know, suddenly form a different opinion. Well, that guy said this, so now I'm on that side. Which one makes me the more likable?
Right. Right. Yeah.
There's something, I guess, going back to Eddie Izzard's point a little bit, something sexy about not caring.
Yeah.
The
Definitely.
person who
definitely.
just doesn't care, like, whatever. Mm-hmm. Your opinion means nothing.
Yep. And
You
that
know.
goes back to being honest and being an individual. You know,
Yes.
being who you are and being happy in your own skin. And I think that's part of why the faux hipsters kind of annoy me a little bit, because I don't think they don't seem to ever find a place where they're happy. They kind of float between these masks that they're wearing instead of letting you see who they are really, you know? And that bugs me. But I guess it goes back to, I don't like fake people. You know, just be honest, be who you are, present that side of yourself. And you're
Does
gonna
anybody
find
like fake people? Even other fake people? Do they like
Apparently
fake people?
they do, because
Yeah.
there's a whole bunch of them over in the government there that are just
that's
surrounding
true.
themselves
Hey,
with
we
those
could
people.
circle back to the Vegas conversation,
Right.
That we had like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, right. A lot of fake people
Yeah.
there. Jeez. A lot of them really, really like you, or at
Yes.
least like your wallet.
This is very everything in Vegas is about getting into your wallet,
Oh, yeah,
whether
totally.
whether it's through booze, your pants, whatever, your stomach. They're there to get your money.
Exactly.
So yeah, Vegas very phony. Maybe
Very
that's why.
phony.
Maybe that's why we didn't like it, because it's very phony.
Yep. There's nothing honest in Vegas.
And this is true.
Yeah,
Oh.
for sure.
This
All
one
right.
turned out well.
Yeah, that was kind of fun.
Nice. All right,
right.
so I think we've said about all we can say about that.
Yep.
You, clearly, apocalypse happens, safe. Me, totally screwed.
Right. I know how to operate guns too. I won't be able. I don't know how to make bullets, but I probably know a guy.
All right. And on that note, we leave you with another episode of Love to Hate. Where can they find us if they want to track us down on social media and rant about stuff we said?
Yeah. iTunes, Podomatic, Spreaker, Stitcher, check us out on YouTube as well. There's no video per se, but it's an audio version of it, so definitely check that out if that's your thing. And we'll see you next time.
See you, kids.